7:17 on the clock. I think I'm just gonna I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. These the breathing problems is so annoying. But it will pass and it will be okay. But I'm just gonna continue on with these videos. You know, like, my whole thing is just trying to get people to believe like with what everything is already happening around the world, like like hold on. So like the way I look at it is, you know, God, there's like God, and then there's God's enemies. You know, if you choose to be an enemy of God, you will go through severe judgment. And in this Bible, and I will try to get the references, I'll write it down. So there's a Bible scripture that says, in like you know, whenever God's judgment begins, anyway, we're all gonna go through a time where you would wish that you could do suicide, but you won't be able to do suicide. Like, you would loathe yourself so much for all of the choices that you made upon this earth because you just refused. You know, so I will find that scripture. What does it say? It says that somewhere, you will wish to die, wish to, like, you know, kill or be killed or do suicide, and you won't be able to. You will have like no way out, like serious judgment. And so this is why I urge you right now to call upon Jesus right now. You know, you cannot like tell me, you cannot look around this world and tell me. And then that's why I know that all of these, like, you know, all of these things, like these entrepreneurial things and the business and all this and that, like, I knew that, because even in the Bible, it talks about the folly of chasing after wealth and chasing after money and finances and all this and that. Yes, you were supposed to live abundant, but like, I see so many people, whether they know how to steward their wealth or not, or whatever, but like, you create your business, you bank up and whatever, and then business, it would always fluctuate, you know. And I feel like those are tests from God too, you know. Like, you don't know, like, this month you might do really good, next month it's nothing, you know. And then you're like, well, what do we do? Oh my gosh, you know. Then you're scrambling and you're fumbling. So that's why I feel like in my journey, I feel like God always like called me to be content. You know, even in the Bible it says, be content with what you have, and be grateful for what you don't have. Be grateful for what you're not getting, because it's probably God's protection for you, you know. But I like that could be like a total distraction from seeking after the Lord, you know. And so I just urge you right now to like make sure you're calling upon him. Make sure you're praying to him right now. Make sure, you know, because I believe that he will hear us. I believe that he will save us and rescue us from the coming judgment, from the chaos that is brewing. like I live in a tiny rural town and there's not much going on here. But the way I look at it, like I watch social media and I see all the stuff that's going on and I'm like, it's the beginning of sorrows. It is. It's true. It truly is, you know? And we all thought that we had so much time to just do whatever and, you know, um, maybe some people were waiting on a husband or a wife or children or a business or like whatever, but I don't believe that this is what this life was about. I think that it was about, like, if you were evil, you became good. You know, if you're a drug addict, you're no longer a drug addict. If you're a prostitute, you're no longer a prostitute. If you know what I mean? Like, you put all the drugs and the drinking, the partying down, you know, you put the liquor down. You were restored to your children. You know, there's just many different things where how Jesus could transform each and every single one of us. And it's also like an inner transformation, you know, um like transforming us, like, um you know, there's a lot of hateful, miserable people, and you know, you have to cast those things out of you. You have to do self deliverance. You know, you could just pray it away. You could literally pray it all away. And but if you're not willing to change and grow and know Jesus and know like what it says in his word about, like, you know, it says like you're supposed to love Jesus in your heart, your mind, your spirit, your soul, like, you know. What? Go ahead. And God doesn't say a lot about witchcraft, but what it does say, the thing that delivered me from the witchcraft and from everything was, so I used to watch the tarot card videos from sun up to sundown, right? I was like so severely addicted and I just wanted the next message and I wanted to, like, you know, da da da, whatever. But, and then one day, this is whenever I was like seeking Jesus. He was, you know, he was teaching me about warfare and all this. It was amazing. This little time. Anyway, so I Googled something. I can't remember what the heck I Googled, but I Googled something and the thing that popped up, it was like a picture of like Jesus's disciples, and it said Jesus's disciples vigorously opposed the witches and the warlocks in the towns and stuff. And it says something about suffer not a witch unto death. I'm gonna write that one down too. Suffer not a witch unto death, or something like that. Unto death. You know, and that all goes into like yokes and stuff. Like, you know, yoking yourself with like witches and warlocks, you know, friends, family, people. If they're all covenanted with the devil and stuff, you have to not be around them. You can't, you know, have nothing to do with them. You could pray for them and all this and that, but so basically this whole witchcraft stuff, like God and his word, it shuts it down. You know, you're not supposed to have nothing to do with it. Throw them cards away, throw your candles, your altars, take it all down, throw it away, get rid of it. You know, it's the same like in dieting, you know, like whenever you're trying to change your diet, you don't buy pop soda no more, you know, you don't do like certain types of things. It's the same with like breaking the habit of like always want to get those cards out and, you know, do those types of things. So I would just urge you, like, just to seek God and cry out to him for now, right now, immediately, you know, on the immediate.